Hello, my name is Jamie Martin. I'm a student at the University of South Alabama in class EDM 310 Spring 2012, and this is my blog post 14 final reflection. For starters, I must say that before I began taking EDM 310, I did consider myself to be a very technology savvy person. Not saying that I knew everything there was to know about technology, but I felt like I had very strong skills in that field. But after I enrolled in EDM 310, I shortly received a syllabus. And I remember reading over the syllabus, and I remember getting a little worried. It wasn't so much that I was afraid of the technology that I was going to have to use, just more so that I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough time to commit to the class like, I should. I, like I said, I started to get stressed out, and I even considered dropping the class. I talked to my husband about it, and he just kind of advised me to go into the class for a week or so and just get a better feel. And so I took his advice, and I still didn't feel any better about the class after going in there. But I do remember thinking, I love technology, so why would I not want to stay in this class? And secondly, that this class could be something very beneficial for me in the future. So after having those two thoughts and those two thoughts sticking with me for a while, I did stay in the course. I knew that I had to stay in the course. So I guess I kind of learned a valuable lesson from that. And that lesson was to not second guess myself. I was trying to talk myself out of doing something that I knew I was very capable of doing. But it's not always easy trying new things. Not saying that I don't like to try new things, just sometimes going into the new thing and trying to get over that first step, it's just always a little scary for me anyway. And ultimately, half of the time, it's not even what I expect it to be, or it's not as bad as I thought. And so I have learned that second guessing myself is can be a crutch. I could be limiting myself. So that is a very valuable lesson that I learned, and I plan to take with me throughout the rest of my future. Um, there were some other things that stuck with me, and that was the fact of having a time management plan. I never really had one, but I understood that I really need to have one if I was going to make it through this course. And not just having a time management plan in this course, but it's also good to have one in your everyday life. It makes things run a lot smoother. Me anyway, I feel a lot at ease and not so rushed. Not saying that I was ever procrastinator, but because if I had an assignment due on Sunday, you know, I would be the type of person who did my assignment on, Wednesday or Thursday. But taking this course, I learned to just pace myself and take steps at a time. And sometimes that's all it takes, especially if you really want to understand and really know what it is that you're learning about. Then take steps. Take it slow, take it easy. That kind of brings me to another thing. 9 hours was required. Well, it was the minimum amount of hours required for this course. But I found myself spending way more than 9 hours. It wasn't because the assignments, took that long for me to do. It wasn't because it was hard, but it was because I found myself exploring. Dr. Strange would have links in the assignment for us to, read about or to watch a video about it, but I also found myself going off from that, finding more information, getting a better understanding that outside from what he had already taught me or what he had already given me. And I thought I was a hands-on learner, and I still consider myself a hands-on learner, but I also learned that I am an exploring learner. And I think that, that's a very good aspect to have, and it would also be great to carry over into my classroom. Sometimes teachers get so caught up in having a lesson plan and following that and sticking to that. And sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean that your students are learning. So I learned that exploring, opens up many doors. It may even open up many possibilities, great learning possibilities for students that, they never even thought of. And so it just really amazed me how I learned that about myself. I use Twitter, Facebook, um, video chat, and blogging in this class, all of which, if I hadn't used them before, I'd heard of them, particularly Twitter. I had a Twitter account. Never really used Twitter because I never saw the point of it. Never really had anything to tweet about or anybody to tweet to. But through this course, I learned that, all these personal tools, can be arranged to be used in your classroom. And I thought, wow, I never thought about this. Who ever thought about using Twitter, and video chat and things of that nature in the classroom? This is a 21st century that we're living in, and this is what our children know. So these were great things I learned to take with me and use in my own classroom. I also learned about blogging. I never had any idea that I would be the type of person to blog. I just never saw that happening. But blogging too was another thing that I learned how to use in the classroom. I never thought that using a blog, better yet, I never thought that using a blog in the elementary field could be a very successful thing. And through class EDM 310, I have learned that, it's possible, and in order to have a 21st century classroom, these things have to be present. And I really look forward to jumping in and using these things in the classroom once I am able to return to the class. And EDM 310 has really, helped me remember why I feel that pursuing something in the technology field would be of best interest for me. About a year or two ago, I started taking classes towards my master's in instructional technology, and some way along the line, I kind of fell off, and I'm not exactly sure why, because, like I say, I love technology. But after taking this class, I feel that technology is the direction I find myself comfortable in, and I would want to stay up to date with it. And going in that direction will always keep me fresh with what's going on with technology. And not only that, I feel that after this class, I am ready to step back out there in the job market, knowing that I have a understanding of what it takes to be a 21st century teacher and to have a 21st century classroom. And I thank EDM 310 for showing me that. I have really enjoyed this class, and it was really engaging, and it helped me learn lots of things in my profession and a lot of things about myself. So I am very pleased with what I've learned throughout this course.